Yeah.
Oh, well, wait a minute. We got somebody here. We got an amazing substitute for UnSKripted tonight. We got my Monday night bro, Vince Russo. How are you, my man?
What is going on, Doctor? What are we doing tonight, bro?
Man, it's unscripted, so we just talk and figure out something to talk about, and usually catch us win and have a wonderful conversation for 30-ish minutes, and
beautiful.
That's usually how it goes, man. So look, I do want to bring a couple of things out. Cody Rhodes sold over $1 million of merchandise this past WrestleMania weekend.
Wow, that's impressive, bro. That is very, very, very impressive. And that's
man,
that's a lot of money in his pocket. So good for him, bro.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Do you think that? How do people usually, like wrestlers? How do they usually like make a cut of that? And as far as
whatever their deal is, bro, he gets a percentage of that.
Okay,
he doesn't. He surely doesn't get all of it, but he definitely gets a good percentage of it.
Right. What's your Twitter handle again?
The Vince Russo.
The Vince Russo. Watch this magic. Watch this magic. Watch this magic. Blue.
Yeah, very.
Wow, man. Does that use? I mean, usually merchandise sales are a good indication of the trust that the company has in a name. Do that really helps? Does that helps Cody's case as far as being the top guy? What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, no, I think it does. I mean, I don't think he need. I mean, at this point, bro, he's the guy.
Sure.
Regardless of where his merchandise sales are. But yeah, man, since he did so well, that that only helps him, man. That only puts him in a better position.
Yeah, and I guess if we had any doubts that Cody Rhodes is the guy, the merchandise sales. Now, I guess my follow-up question to you is yes, I mean Roman Reigns had top merchandise sales before too, but even as a heel, but Cody Rhodes, man, it seems as if the fans are really behind him with the merch sales. Now, granted, WrestleMania, people were looking for Cody Rhodes to finish the story. Do you attribute that to the build that led up to that too, that helped the merchandise sales within Cody and finishing the story as well?
Bro, listen, there was 70,000 people there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh there were 145,000 people and 201,000 people for the WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, there you go. And bro, they were coming from all over the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, the merchandise piece is the night Cody Rhodes finished this story.
Yeah.
I mean, when you combined all those things, yeah, I mean, it definitely makes sense why he sold a lot of merch, no doubt.
Yeah, indeed. All right, of course, we'll be taking questions via super chat, and of course, we got our first one. We got Lawless $5. Lawless said Raw sucked, NXT sucked. If this is the new era, not a fan. Now, along those lines, Vince, what is it that you've noticed already that is the biggest similarities and the biggest differences in this Paul Levesque era that we're walking in right now?
Bro, like I don't, they rode let's be honest, guys, really. Let's just be honest with each other. Riding the wave into WrestleMania, they rode one big match. And not only did they ride one big match, bro, they rode one big match on the back of The Rock.
Yeah.
And, last night, bro, the rating was 2.3 million, which is huge.
Mm-hmm.
But again, bro, you guys have to understand, I know what I'm talking about. And I said, if they don't deliver a good show with that huge audience, we're going to be right back where we are. And I can almost guarantee you we're going to be back below 2 million people next Monday. So, bro, I don't really know. They rode the back on that main event. They had the momentum of The Rock. They had a story that had been in the works for 20 years. I mean, not 20 years, 1 year, the whole year. Okay, what
Right.
now?
Yeah, what's now? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It doesn't seem like they really had anything kind of teased for Cody as far as what's next for him. Do you think they write it out for the draft, or with Sheamus is coming back soon too? Do you think that somehow they throw Sheamus in there with Cody as a
Oh,
feud?
Sheamus means absolutely nothing. I mean, zero. How long has that guy been around? That's what I told you, Chris. I mean, there are just some talents where, man, it's just time to move on. Sheamus has been there forever. So Sheamus is gonna be Cody Rhodes' opponent, and like he really has a shot at beating Cody Rhodes.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. It's like they gotta come up with something, man.
You got to make it believable too. I mean, like right now, Cody's on top of the world. If there's anyone who has a chance of dethroning him, my thing is this, Vince. Either you make the story very long and have and ride this thing out until SummerSlam or Scotland or whatever, or you just get to the point where you just don't have him go against someone who just doesn't make sense, and for sure, for a fact that this person is not going to beat him for the title. So you're just insulting our same thing with Shinsuke. I mean, when he feuded with Shinsuke, he didn't have the title at that time, but when Shinsuke feuded with Seth, I mean, come on, Vince.
Bro,
do you really think that he would have beaten Seth Rollins?
Chris, there are so many opportunities, so many, because now I understand Rollins is, going to take a little time off, probably both Rollins and Becky. Okay. But bro, what they should have done is, before Rollins took time off, there should have been some kind of a verbal exchange between him and Cody. And Seth Rollins' story should be, bro, I had your back and I protected you and I was your shield. And quite frankly, I benefited nothing from that. As a matter of fact, not only did I benefit nothing, I lost my title.
Yeah.
So you basically owe me. I am, give us that before he goes away.
Yeah.
So then, bro, whenever he comes back, Seth is gunning for Cody. And these are the things I don't understand, Chris. And even if Rollins and Becky are flying home Sunday night, you record that on Sunday.
There you go.
When the show is over, you record that on Sunday. Now you've got something we're waiting for.
Yeah.
These are the things, Chris. They miss way too many of these things. Way too many.
Yeah, and why do we? What's believable here? I mean, what do you do? Like, okay, say for instance, even if you would have, I was a fan of JB and Jimmy anyways, because Jimmy has zero momentum going for him now. But what about like a Solo or a Jimmy or something like that? How do you and how do you factor them in now? Does Heyman still stay? Roman may take some time off. Where do Jimmy and Solo go at this point?
Well, the other cousin's coming in now, from what
Jacob,
he's coming in, so they'll probably do something there with those three. I'm sure that's what they'll do. Maybe Jimmy becomes the head of it. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure they're going to keep those three together.
Yeah, and how does that factor in? How does that factor in with Cody? Do you have like I mean, Jimmy or Solo have been booked so horribly.
I know, bro. I know.
I mean, to your point, Vince, that's the reason why you have to protect characters at all times, because you never know. Say, for instance, if someone gets injured, if a couple people gets injured, Lord forbid, but if a couple people gets injured, and now you're having someone like Shinsuke or Solo Sikoa that has to step in, or Jimmy Uso that has to step in. They've been booked so horribly and so poorly that it won't help anything.
Chris, here is the only thing you could do if you're them. And bro, they've made so many mistakes that they don't have the luxury of doing these things. Here's the only thing you could do. The fact that he was finishing the story for a year, bro, there ain't no heel that's going to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you could hang your hat on is if there's a strong baby face and you can create like the question, okay, we know we're pretty sure Cody's not going to lose, but how are they going to get out of this? But they don't even have a strong baby face, bro, to do that with.
They don't.
That's why when I was looking at the other night, it's like, bro, to me, the logic was Seth right away because of what happened at WrestleMania. But now you have Seth disappear.
Yeah.
And what do we got, bro?
Along those lines, Vince, you have what? And there's some super chats coming out. We'll address them. Along those lines, as far as their top babyface, you have Seth who's leaving, you have Cody who's a champ, and you have Punk and Drew's a thing. You have Jay who's just kind of being thrown in there, and so he's like the second babyface now. Why in the world would you have Jay win a number one contenders match for the world title, and he's the second babyface right now? Why don't you build that up? Why don't you make a story out of it to make Jay look like a reputable champion instead of just throwing him in the title picture? If the biggest goal was him to say, okay, I'm going to have, a singles title, that was his goal. First of all, he couldn't even beat Gunther. So now he's in the world heavyweight title picture as if he's going to beat Damian Priest. I don't understand why they just hot shot these matches and just book these matches as if something's going to change. Now, here's the thing. Maybe once every year or once every 6 or 9 months, give us a surprise title change, because what that would do, it would make sense with these matches on Raw or SmackDown. Like anything could happen, right? But you don't give us that. There's no anything that can happen. When Seth almost had the title for a year, Roman had the title for 4 years, Gunther had a title for 666 days. Io Sky had the title since last SummerSlam. Now, I'm not against lengthy title reigns, but give us some surprise so it can make sense of booking these title matches. Otherwise, it's just wasting our time, man.
Yeah, no, I know, bro. And that's the corner that they've backed themselves in. That's why, again, bro, these guys can compare this to the Attitude Era all they want. Bro, how many guys did you have on top? If Mick went down, you had Taker. If Taker went down, you had Triple H. If Triple H went down, you had Austin. If Austin went down, you had The Rock.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's that, bro. So you're gonna sit Seth at home now. I'm assuming you're gonna sit Roman at home now. Give him a little bit of a break. Who's sliding into those spots? Bronson Reed?
Right, exactly. So, I mean, it seems like they're doing Jay, but if they're doing Jay, make it Jay look like a legitimate main eventer instead of just having him be fodder to Damian Priest. Essentially, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's a upcoming pay-per-view or whatever, like we really think that Jay Uso is going to be the next world heavyweight champion? No, he's not. Yeah. So that stuff like that just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. All right, we got Gen Z Philosophy 199. Cody will feud with Seth, AJ, and Randy this year. Do you agree with any of those?
I agree with Seth. I agree with Randy. I don't know about AJ.
Where do you slot Seth in, and where would you slot Randy in?
Bro, you gotta. It depends on how long Seth is out. You gotta slot him in as soon as he comes back, or else it's old news. You gotta slot him in immediately because of the history. Randy and
Cody.
Yeah, can be a big match just because of the history. That could be a big match. That could be a Survivor Series. I mean, that could be something big. I would slide Seth in for SummerSlam.
Seth, yeah, I was thinking Seth and Cody at SummerSlam. I booked that a few weeks back because I think that Seth will turn on Cody sooner than later
Yeah.
to book that match. Orton, yes, there's history there. There's history there, but I mean, at this point, we're going to have to start counting his heel face turns like we have the big shows over the
Yeah.
years, man. I mean, you got to stop doing all those daggone turns, man. We got American Hippie 7999. Roman betrayed Rock either in the match or after the match at SummerSlam. Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series. Rock screws Roman at the Rumble. Rock versus Roman WrestleMania 41. Bloodline versus Bloodline wouldn't be too bad. I mean, that would be an interesting concept. And we're talking about top of the third, right?
Bro, I would already say it is in stone. I would already say Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania 41.
You think Rock Cody?
Absolutely.
No, Rock Roman?
No, bro. I think that is in stone. I think they laid it down last night. Rock's gonna leave, so he's gonna be gone for a while. But I think they laid down the roots last night. I think that's their WrestleMania 41 match.
So okay, so wonder if there's that wrench thrown in that the fans turn on Cody by then.
That's a long time, bro. That is a long time.
Because if you think about it,
and bro, here's something else to think about before we think about what you say we should think about, bro. If Roman's gone for say 3 months, bro, when Roman comes back, they're gonna cheer Roman. They are.
Think he's gonna get that return pop?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I think because of what he done, what he did, bro, and as long as he held the title and everything else like that, I think he's going to get a babyface pop when he returns. I really do.
Because the thing is with Roman though, there's been times where he's been out, before for months, and he came back and they booed him just as much. I think that there has to be a really good story to cause people to cheer Reigns again.
Well, bro, you got a couple things in your back pocket that he didn't have before. He had the streak. He didn't have that before. And also, bro, they just did that whole freaking thing with him and his leukemia, and they really humanized him where, okay, bro, I'm going to root against somebody now who's battling leukemia, so that there are a couple more factors that they didn't have, last time,
Yeah, I mean, but he would, during his championship reign, he would come in, come out, leave for 3 months. I mean, even now, I mean, he hasn't defended the title since January. It was approaching 3 months that he didn't defend the title, over 2 months. And so he would do that. And before Royal Rumble, I believe, was SummerSlam, because Survivor Series was the Bloodline. What was Survivor Series' main event?
Don't ask me, bro.
That just goes to show how much.
Don't ask me. Yeah.
Stuff is forgettable. Man.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it is, bro. It is.
Because I remember last year was the Bloodline against a bunch of baby faces.
Wasn't it Jay against Roman? Or is that the Rumble?
Jay and Roman was SummerSlam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't even remember what Survivor Series was. Man, again, that just goes to show how forgettable that stuff is. Because Jay was a babyface by then. It was War Games. So the main was Cody, Seth, Jay, Sammy, and Orton beating the Judgment Day.
Oh, God, bro. That's why it's forgettable.
And Drew McIntyre. Oh, yeah, that's remember, because I remember Drew McIntyre sided with the Judgment Day. Yeah. So, wow. So the Bloodline had 0 spot at Survivor Series. After having all of that build up and angle, they had no spot for Survivor Series. Yeah. So I think the last time before the Royal Rumble, the last time he defended the title was SummerSlam, and that was like 4 months. So I mean, he's been, talk about his reign. It hasn't been very, very frequent when it comes to defending the championship. I don't know, man. I think that if he were to come, it depends on how he came back to. Like, how would Roman come back in your world based on what we see now? How would you book Roman to come back?
Oh God, yeah, I would have to just think about that for a while,
Yep.
bro. Yeah, well, off the top of my head, like I couldn't tell you. I don't like the fact though, bro, that these guys are leaving for a while. Bro, you got to hear from them before they leave. What?
Yes.
We're going to wait 3 months to hear Roman's comments about losing his title?
Right.
That's the
Right.
stuff that I don't
Yep.
understand, bro. So it's just it's really hard, bro. I mean, okay, what are you doing with this guy? What are you doing with that guy? Because there's nothing there.
Mhm.
If there was legitimate stories, then you could look at the backstory and you'd be able to figure something out. But the reality of this is, after Roman Cody, what is there for either one of these guys? Like they didn't set them up properly, bro. That's why I can't answer that question off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Unless, bro, you do something, very, very basic where there's a new leader of the bloodline, whether it's the new kid, whoever it is, it's a new bloodline with a new leader, and they start getting a little bit full of themselves, and then Roman comes back. And
Mm.
that's where, bro, like honestly, you could make Roman, a baby face at that point.
Yeah.
But if I'm looking at past history and what they've done, there's nothing there.
No. No. Yeah, I mean the Roman coming back to just kind of humble the bloodline in a sense would be good. I'm the tribal chief, and then Paul Heyman is saying, that's right, acknowledge him, he's a tribal chief, and then Paul Heyman, you know, may go with the bloodline with the heels at that point, and so that could be an easy way to make Roman
Another option, though, bro, I guess another option could be Heyman goes with Punk.
Punk goes heel. I don't. Well, that would be after SummerSlam because it's pretty clear that we're going to get Punk through.
Yeah. Oh
SummerSlam.
yeah.
So if Heyman goes back with Punk, that would be interesting because what that could lead to would be a Punk Roman feud.
Yeah, and that would be interesting
Which
too,
would be
bro.
interesting.
Because think about this: out of nowhere, Heyman can screw Drew that night. And Punk is a heel because bro, people love Drew. They love it. He's doing a great job. They freaking love him. So if he gets that close again,
Yes,
and Heyman screws him, now you've set that up really well.
Yeah. Heyman with Punk again against Roman. That would be interesting for you. We have Lawless $2. 38-year-old Cody beats 38-year-old Roman.
You're right,
#win.
bro. Like you're right. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You are right. It's so funny, Lawless, because you guys know I watch a lot of baseball, and I swear to God, I was just watching the Giant game with my wife, and Abrams of the Washington National shortstop comes up to the plate, and my wife looks at this guy who's actually 22, but my wife says, "Oh my God, he looks like he's 18 years old." Bro, all these young stars in sports are 22, 23 years old, but the wrestling can't get anybody over out of the chute.
Yeah,
They can't do it, bro. Bro, the youngest star they have is Logan Paul, and he was over way before he came to WWE. They cannot find young talent, bro, whether it's out of high school, whether it's out of college, and get young people over.
I think that they're only two champions. They only have two champions in their 20s. Logan 29, I believe, and I believe Rhea's 27.
Yeah.
So talk about new era.
But you and I both know Logan's not like a WWE. No, he was
He's
created.
a celebrity.
Yeah, exactly.
You have Dez 499. What do you think Rock gave to Cody on Raw? Quote, "Don't you break my heart again." Didn't Cody get like a watch from him or something like that?
What they did, bro, was after Mania. The story is, I guess Dusty sold a gold watch he had so Cody could go to acting school. Okay. So somehow, some way, bro, Bruce Pritchard was able to track down that watch, and they gave it to Cody after WrestleMania.
Oh, interesting.
That's the real story. So I don't. Yeah, I that's got nothing to do with what they did on TV with The Rock and whatever he gave him. I don't know.
What do you think he gave him?
Bro, see, I'm not even gonna guess it, because the last two times we had this, it was Nakamura, I know about your back, and then it was Rock, tonight I'm gonna make you bleed. So I'm not putting any thought into it whatsoever, bro.
Yeah, because it's, unfortunately, it tends to underdeliver anyway.
Exactly, man. So like, I'm not even gonna freaking think about it,
George Alvarez, $2. I think Miz is the most over he's been in a while. I would say so. I mean, there was a time where it was 2022, man. He like barely won the match, maybe even won, less than 5. And so 23 was a little better, not much though. And so, yeah, I mean, he's been over more than he has in a while. He still doesn't feel. He still feels like second fiddle to the.
He's not over.
Yeah,
he may be more over, but he's not over.
He's more over than he's.
Yeah, but bro, it's who we talked about earlier. Miz is from the school of Sheamus. Like we've seen these guys forever, bro. Like forever.
Yeah. Young Reckless, $4.99. Drew Cody rival, both came in together, both tag team champions, both main evented Mania. One humiliated, celebrated. Drew jealous of Cody. Punk is injured.
Yeah, that's a story.
Yeah, there it is, because they used to. They were tag champs together too.
Yeah, that's a story.
Yeah. Clipside, $5. Any thoughts on the WWE Behind the Curtain doc that's dropping tomorrow on YouTube? What are you looking forward to most? Will you review it? I heard about it. I'm not too familiar with it. I mean, I love WWE docs.
What it is, Chris, is they really explain.
Oh, the WrestleMania thing, right? Yeah.
How it all went down. Listen, Cliffside, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no interest in it. I mean, honestly, I hate to keep saying that, bro. But if people really knew how little interest I had in wrestling, it's a job to me, bro. I cover it like a job. That's how it is. So when I have my own free time, like I'm not watching wrestling, man.
Yeah, I'll probably watch. I mean, I love documentaries, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that's my thing, man, is documentaries, whether it's sports, whether it's sitcoms. I love documentaries about sitcoms as well. I love pro wrestling documentaries, like, pro wrestling historian, man. I like that type of thing when it comes to wrestling, old school. And so, yeah, I like watching docs. So I probably will. I haven't picked up the Bray doc yet.
And the thing is, too, Cliffside, to be honest with you, like with the WWE, I just know from experience, bro, they're telling the story they want to tell.
Sure.
You're not gonna get a full blown like what really happened.
Yeah.
They're gonna tell the story they want to tell, and I know that. So it's like, bro, why am I gonna waste my time? I'm gonna watch this, and I'm not gonna believe it. I'm gonna doubt everything, because come on, bro, let's be honest, man. If it was Cody and Rock came in and it was changed to Rock and Reigns, and then it was changed back, bro, don't think for a second there weren't heated arguments, because nobody was on the same page. Nobody, bro. You're never gonna see that stuff.
I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see what if they will. I mean,
I mean, you're just not, bro.
They may. I mean, hopefully. I don't. I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't. It doesn't seem like they will, but maybe with the Triple H era they will. Like I said, with the Bray stuff, I've only caught about. I haven't picked it back up, but like I said before, when I was doing cardio, I picked about 15 minutes. But I plan on watching that, and that's a different feel too, as far as
Yeah.
Just more of a chronology.
Yeah, that's a different feel too. And it's like, bro, it's something like that. Like I saw Bo was involved a lot in it. Bro,
Oh, yeah.
when you got family involved in it, they ain't gonna lie and make
Right,
crap up.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different feel, like you said, Chris.
100%. Retro Neon $5. I agree with Vince about Roman getting the big pop. The Marks already loved him before he left, and they would love him even more when he comes.
Bro, this is what I mean, though, Chris. You hear me talk about this all the time about setting the table.
Mm-hmm.
If they know, bro, the return date of Roman and they really want him to come back a huge, huge baby face, they can set the table and that place would explode.
Mm-hmm.
I just really hope, bro, especially with Roman. Seth, with Roman, I really hope that when he does come back, they do it correctly. Not that he just show Roman Reigns is going to be back next week with a live promo. No, bro. And I really, really hope they do that right for him.
Yeah, I agree. Rollin 1999. Not only did Cody push 1 million merch at Mania, but his theme song hit number 1 on iTunes after Mania. Guys, I think that we here at Legion Raw Unscripted, who don't really vibe with Cody Rhodes' style, we might be in the minority.
I disagree with that, Roland, and I'll tell you why. Because you're not hearing, you're not hearing from those people that don't jive with Cody. Those people that don't jive with Cody, and I'm talking about, I think the casual fan base, I really don't. Bro, these are not the people that listen to wrestling podcasts and go on wrestling social media. You don't hear from these people. They just don't watch. I mean, that's what it comes down to. They don't watch. So everything you see, bro, you are seeing, you know, the niche community, the wrestling marks, and Cody is like so freaking over with those people. The people that he's not over with, bro, you don't hear from those people. That's you understand what I'm saying, Chris?
I do, and I think we'll see. Of course, they're going to spike a number of the Raw after WrestleMania and get about
next
7.
week.
Yeah, exactly. So
next week
they bumped up about 700,000 to 800,000 more than normal. But if that 700,000 to 800,000 mark goes substantially down, then especially with The Rock saying he's going to be gone for a while,
exactly.
Now you'll know what
now you'll know, bro. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. And I'm telling you, bro, they did not do a good job in hooking the audience last night. It's definitely going to go down. There's no question about it. I you know, too, Chris, I don't know, bro, unless it was for selfish reasons. I don't know why Rock would have said, I'm going away.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to prove exactly what we're talking about, where him leaving, they're going to lose 700, 800,000 people. Because, bro, that was, Chris, that was not a smart thing to say.
No, I agree. It wasn't the best thing to say. All right, and finally, Rollin 999. Vince's trainer also posts this. Sadly, when a person is down, the people who they say love you turn their backs. Don't judge a man without getting on the facts. Things are always as they appear. I mean, I think Vince's trainer is going to say that anyways. I mean,
yeah, bro, but there's more to it than that. I got to tell you, Chris, real quickly, I'll just give you 2 examples. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. Kevin Dunn left WWE when the deal with TKO happened for a couple of reasons. Kevin Dunn was loyal to Vince through and through. I don't think Kevin Dunn was ever going to work for TKO. I really don't. Kevin Dunn's dad worked for Vince. Kevin was very loyal to Vince. You know, and I really do believe that Kevin knew all about the lawsuit and all that stuff that was coming down. So Kevin has written off in the sunset, and we've not heard about him. Bro, I got to tell you what was absolutely shocking to me on the complete opposite side of the spectrum was Bruce Pritchard, bro. Bro, when I tell you that Bruce loves Vince more than a son loves his own father, Bro, when I tell you that Bruce Pritchard would have took a bullet right between the eyes for Vince McMahon, bro, Bruce told me himself he was offered, Chris, 7 figures for a tell-all McMahon book, and he turned it down.
Wow.
To see him come out to that ring and hug Cody and the Paul Levesque era, what Vince's trainer is saying here, I think that's exactly, Bruce is one of the people exactly that he's talking about.
Man.
Because I was shocked.
7 figures. Wow.
Yeah.
That's loyalty right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
And then finally, we got Lawless, $2. Oh, we're going more. Cody starts getting booed within 6 months.
Lawless is on fire.
Yeah. I think I did an over-under for you with 7 months yesterday. You said under. So
yeah, he's on fire, Lawless, I think, tonight.
Absolutely.
Bro, think about it. If he's got, Chris, if he's got ho-hum opponents, how bored are they going to get with
exactly
this? Bored, bro?
I've been saying that for several weeks, man.
Yep.
Like, if it's just like insert heel here is the verbiage that I used, it's not going to be any different than all the other, internet, let's rah behind this name and let's push this because we had, a huge stock. We had the voice. It was our voice that caused this person to become this person. And then you insert heel here and then you lose interest. I mean, it's the same thing.
What happens, Chris? You're the psychology guru. Bro, what happens when the guy is in pursuit of the hot girl? And like, he can't get her. He's in hot pursuit of her. Finally, he gets the hot girl. What happens, Chris? He doesn't want it anymore. He got it. Once he got it, bro, he proved that he could get it. He don't want it no more.
Yeah.
That's Cody. They got it.
Yeah, that's
all right, baby Cody's. We want him. You got him now, bro.
Yep.
So what is left now?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's shades of what's called the Zygarnik effect. And the Zygarnik effect talks about how people tend to focus more on incomplete tasks than complete tasks, and they tend to give more attention to that. So the journey is better than the destination in many ways. Like there's an incompletion there. There's a void there that needs to be filled. And as soon as that void is filled, they don't pay as much attention to it. They look for other incomplete tasks. So I mean, that's just how humans think. That's just how we operate oftentimes. All right, last one. Retro Neon, thank you for keeping these coming. I can see Roman coming back at either Survivor Series or Rumble at 30. I don't know what's going to happen, but I want the element of surprise. I agree with you there. I want the element of surprise too. I think that's what's going to cause Roman to get that return pop, if it is the element of surprise. Because if it's just a run-of-the-mill Roman returns next week, I doubt that he'll get as much shock value for someone, because it doesn't really it really puts someone on their heels to react like, oh, he's back, as opposed to let's look at the internet. Let's make like that's a whole week full of like getting persuaded to not like Roman again. And then that's when you can boo him, as opposed to put us on our heels, give us that shock value. So. All right, Vince. Enjoyed. Pleasure, man.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Time with you today. Let the listeners know where to find you, my man.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to tell you real quick, man. If you've never been a member of my Patreon, you can go there right now and get a free week of Russo's brand, man. Just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. It costs you nothing. Take advantage of the free week. See what we do on that channel.
Yes, indeed. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is UnSKripted. How about that? Yes, I'll do the gimmick for Vince. Vince always want me to do the gimmicks. All right, everybody. Have a good night, and I will talk to you all next week. So long.